Hello and welcome to Talking GTA episode 16. I'm your host Hugo One, and this is a podcast about all things Grand Theft Auto related. So this is the first podcast of 2023. The last podcast was just before the major kind of holiday season. So this will probably be a short episode. There's not a lot to talk about. Not a lot went on. Everybody was hanging out at home, I hope, and having a good time, enjoying themselves. Hopefully people got different kinds of GTA related gifts for Christmas. If you did, feel free to tell us about it. I'd love to hear about it. So there's a few things to talk about that I'll get into later that are relevant to GTA right now. But first, I want to get into the comments from last episode on YouTube. So Sven says, in regards to my RDR2 email, I definitely feel you on the lack of replayability. As much as I'm loving the dialogue and story, the mere thought of doing all that horse riding again makes my hair go gray. I treat it like a dense novel. It has slow parts, and sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. But those quiet moments make the set pieces and action sequences feel earned. Thanks for sharing your experience with the game, homie. I would be keen to see you do a playthrough of Red Dead games at some point in the future. Any title speedrun or casual. All right, thank you, Keen, with the hygiene on the mission like a super technician, baby. Thank you, Sven, for that comment. Appreciate it. Kukuruza says, the iFruit app was so derelict that it wasn't really usable. Glad they are moving past it. I don't like when games have an element that requires upkeep from the developers because that makes the game unplayable and or less enjoyable whenever they stop upkeeping that feature. Great episode. Love the Tweelove background video. Yeah, I agree. I understand what you're saying. And yeah, the iFruit app was cool at launch, but I didn't mess with it much after that, and then I guess not a lot of people did, and so yeah, moving on from that. Thank you, Kukuru's, appreciate it. Machiavelli says, if there is an online 2.0, I hope the same way new gen basically gives you a business option to run for new players to adapt that in the form of, if you have an MC business in current GTA Online, your player acts as a contact / supply line to get it started in 6. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know much about that because a lot of those businesses in online I didn't really spend much time doing anything with, so I don't know how they worked, but that idea is a great idea, kind of a stepping stone to greatness on the next game. You can just have something connected to, I guess, the stuff from the past, but yeah, you don't just carry over everything you've done into the new world. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. Thank you, Machiavelli, appreciate it. Jency says they could add Miami Vice and Scarface references and Easter eggs to GTA 6, and maybe side missions with similar characters. A bigger Las Venturas and Desert would also be good, and a big San Fierro. Yeah, I wish GTA 6, for a long time when people said, oh, what do you want from GTA 6? I'd always say Las Venturas. San Fierro would be good, but I wanted a Las Venturas that was a lot like Los Santos and 5 and have a storyline surrounding stuff to do there. But obviously, as we see Vice City. And of course, there could be more. There could be other cities outside of Vice City and it's connected somehow, but as far as we know right now, it's Vice City and the surrounding areas. So yeah, Miami Vice, Scarface references, Easter eggs, all that stuff that I'm sure they will. Well, I'm not sure because obviously Rockstar was in a very different place when they made the original Vice City, so they had all those, whoever was developing the game then were fans of Scarface, Miami Vice, all these things, and put stuff in the game to connect it there. And I don't know if the same people working on the game now will have that desire. They may just look at it as a modern day, Miami, and they just go from there and not really think about stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully something like that is in there. We shall see, though. Thank you, Jency. Mr. Screen says, so Trevor is gone according to Ron in the latest update. Did someone use a submachine 9mm eraser to rub his cartoon ass out? By the way, since it'll be after the holidays before the next podcast, hope you had a good Christmas. I did. Thank you, Mr. Screen. Hope you did as well. Yeah. So who knows if Trevor, the cartoon, will ever return to any GTA related thing, new thing in the future. We shall see. Ron says he's gone though. Next comment, Mike the Nerd says, even though GTA 4 is my favorite GTA game, I would agree that GTA San Andreas is a timeless ultimate GTA game in general and still holds up to this day, to the point where my friend and I talk about it every day. It has so much to do and 3 cities to travel to. It's basically everything that will never let you get bored. I agree. I think San Andreas, they did such a great job. GTA 4 was, for what it is as a video game, it was excellent. The very detailed Liberty City, and was, awesome for what it was. But yeah, San Andreas did have just this wide variety of so many different things, so many different places, and just so much going on in that world. It was just such variety. And there's still a lot of variety, and obviously up until the most recent in GTA 5, you have smaller towns out away from the city, and they're a little different people, they have Blaine County radio up there and stuff. But yeah, San Andreas really had all these different places, and I thought it was so great. But yeah, so glad even GTA 4 lovers can appreciate San Andreas for what it is, even though they are such different games. So anyway, thank you, Mike, appreciate it. No Reload Rich says, I don't mean to come off as a smartass, but I think you contradict yourself a bit when one dude asked about the economy and how it will be in GTA 6. You stated you don't think that they would have stuff from 5 carry over because many new players wouldn't even start playing, as it would be so unfair and unbalanced. But the 2 questions later, you state that regardless what happens in GTA 6, people will play it no matter. I don't know, no big deal. It's just something I picked up on. Maybe I misheard or misunderstood what you were trying to say. Hi, Hugo. Big fan, dude. Okay, thank you. Thank you. No Reload Rich. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think those things contradict each other at all. I think GTA 6 could be just a big shower and doo-doo simulator, and people are going to play it. So they could definitely carry over everything from GTA 5 online to GTA 6 online, so people have these mega amounts of money and cars and properties and so on and so forth. And that will, no doubt about it, turn people off to trying to get in the game at that point, as far as new players to GTA Online. But there's still going to be people that play it no matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. People are still going to play it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really find those things to be contradicting each other. They're just 2 separate thoughts. But thank you, Rich, for the comment. Appreciate it. Next one's from Outlaw Ahmed. He says, since Dan Houser left, GTA became more ridiculous and cringe. I am afraid for GTA 6 story became like the last Saints Row game. Foolish, silly story, and Rockstar will follow Hollywood style by making the game all about feminist and gay groups, just like the Last of Us game did. Okay, so this very well could be a bot, because this is just a bunch of regurgitated angry talking points from the internet about life in general. People that are just mad at shit, and I can't really follow what's going on here. Dan Houser left, GTA became more ridiculous and cringe. Dan Houser left in 2020. The last GTA was released in 2013. So I guess you're talking about online updates. Maybe the online updates have become more ridiculous and cringe. I didn't play that Franklin and Lamar DLC or the Dr. Dre ones, but those look fucking cool. And maybe that's all the same DLC or something. But they look cool to me. Like the idea of a new roast from Lamar on Franklin talking shit or whatever, that looked funny. The little thing I saw, I used Lamar's rap. He was rapping in the booth on one of the cutscenes or whatever, and I used that as a resub alert, and I think that was pretty cool. So yeah, disagree completely with that. And then, if your life is so bad that because women and gay people are in video games, then I don't know, man, to restart and try to get back in touch with reality, because that stuff does not hurt you whatsoever. And as far as Rockstar goes, they've always kind of led the way in being forward thinking and having a diverse cast, and just being a more progressive company than others. So, kids, that stuff doesn't apply here. They've always done this type of stuff. So don't. I disagree with you completely. Okay, moving on. Okay, so Jency had some more thoughts. Jency likes to leave random comments throughout the episode, and Jency said, Red Dead Redemption is too dull, too much drama and action. Okay. He also says GTA 5 starts wrong. Why does the prologue start with Trevor and Michael if you start after with Franklin? To which Jacob replies, I mean, it's sort of setting up the plot for the main story with Franklin, which I agree with. Without the events of the prologue, Michael would have no reason to be living in Los Santos. So yes, I agree. You get kind of a quick backstory of where, Michael came from, and you see a little bit about Trevor, and then you take control of Franklin and you follow his path to end up meeting Michael. So you kind of have an idea of who that is, what's going on, stuff like that. But Gency also says 5 lacks San Fierro and Las Venturas. It feels empty. Even desert is smaller. I mean, smaller in what sense? Because when people compare the map sizes from San Andreas to 5 is like way bigger than San Andreas. And I was always like, okay, well, they say that, but I don't know if it's true. Once the definitive edition came out and there was no fog on the map and you could stand on the top of the, Maze Bank building in the middle of Los Santos and see basically all of San Fierro, all of Las Venturas, it made me realize how smaller the map really is. And with GTA 5, you had such a detailed city. That city was so big, it was so much bigger than the LS that we had before, that it's hard to compare, San Andreas's map and GTA 5's map, because while they both are the state of San Andreas and they both have the city of Los Santos, you would say, yeah, this one's lacking San Fierro and Las Venturas, but it didn't really need that because of the way they had it set up. I also agree that there was a lot of empty space and it wasn't really, my favorite map. San Andreas is my favorite map, but I don't think it was meant to be compared to San Andreas and say, hey, well, it fell short in these ways because it lacks these things that San Andreas had. So, but anyway, thank you, Gency, for those comments. And thank you, everybody who commented. Appreciate it, friends. Thank you. And thank you for all the nice comments and wishing me well for the holidays and all that stuff. It was great. Hope you had a great one as well. I want to touch on one thing that's in the news with GTA and then something else I was thinking about.
Yeah, these balls in your mouth.
So recently there was a trailer or a commercial or something for Goat Simulator 3, which I've never played any of these Goat Simulator games. I don't know much about it. I guess there's some dude as the main character in Goat Simulator 3 or something, but in the trailer, if you can find it, because it's been removed, and I'll tell you why. This guy is like, hey, I've been doing all these things. I'm over here and I'm over there, and then I even ended up in this place or something. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he's in the diner from the leaked footage of GTA 6 where Jason and Lucia are pulling a robbery or whatever, and it's the leaked footage, and they just put him in the middle of the diner or whatever, and I guess they thought that would be funny, and Take-Two said, hell no, it's not, and they told him take it down. They had to take it down because they were not allowed to use that footage. Why whoever makes this game, Goat Simulator, thought they could just take that leaked footage that was, a big a legal issue for a while, and just put their guy in it and put it out. It was crazy. I couldn't believe they did that. So that's was funny to see. I like the idea behind it, and maybe it served their purpose. Their purpose was, hey, let's get some controversy going. This will make headlines, which it did. That's the only reason I heard about it, is because it was on gaming websites and stuff. So it might have worked out. I never would have even known there was a Goat Simulator 3 had this not happened. So I guess congratulations. They did what they accomplished what they were trying to accomplish, and now they got people talking about it. So interesting stuff. But obviously it's not. Some people will say, oh, well, look at Take-Two. They're always doing something. They're always, not even Take-Two. They always say Rockstar. They always take down everybody's everything. And it's like, in this situation, it was clear that that's, I guess, what was going to happen. But that's their leaked footage. You can't use that to promote your own game. What the hell? So that was kind of the only thing that was newsworthy GTA related recently. Obviously, there's not been a lot of news in the GTA world to end the year. So as we move on to 2023, I was thinking about what are some of the things that I hope happen in 2023 GTA related. So obviously, I think the first one that everybody is hoping for is some announcement about the next GTA game, a official kind of anything. Well, obviously, a trailer would be excellent. Just releasing the game would be even better. But yeah, a trailer and something to get us very hype. A release date, something like that would be cool. But even if they just, put out a logo and said, oh, GTA 6 coming soon or whatever, GTA Americas, whatever it really is going to be, that would be pretty cool. But also, I think if that is all we got for the year of 2023, we'd be disappointed. So I think expectations are high because it's been 10 years. This will be the 10th anniversary later this year of GTA 5. And so I think now's the time to say something, even if you're like 3 or 4 years out from a release, then just push it back. And then at least you'll satisfy people this year and we'll say, okay, yes, finally they said something. Finally they said something. And, the next couple years when it doesn't come out, then we can start complaining again. But for now, yeah, just some kind of trailer, some kind of something. We've already seen the game. It's not going to be that earth-shattering, so a trailer at least would be good. Other than that, the definitive edition, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition was supposed to come out on mobile last year, at the beginning of last year. Didn't happen, kept getting pushed back. It's still in the works, according to Take-Two's documents they released for their investor call. So at some point that'll come out. A mobile version, not really for me, but always cool to get GTA related things into different or new users' hands. Also with the definitive edition, the Steam release, I expect that to happen at some point. And I guess the Epic Games launcher will have it as well. But I hope along with all these things, there's some kind of major update. And I know a lot of talk when the definitive edition released was about, the way the characters looked or the lack of fog, like I mentioned a little while ago, and all those things, which do suck, but a lot of them were funny. Like when the bridge was missing or a parking lot was covered in grass. I thought the shit was funny as fuck when I saw it, so it didn't bother me at all. But for those that actually do play the game often, there are issues that need to be addressed, like desperately. The enemy AI, their accuracy is just through the roof no matter what you do. And on certain missions, you can lose basically all your health before you even get a chance to shoot back. So that really needs to be addressed. There's a thing where way too many like rival gang members show up when you start a gang war. They're not even the ones that are marked on the map as the first, second, or third wave. They're just randos that show up, and it makes it 10 times harder to complete. Swimming is very slow. There's a lot of things that I think if they just went in and had the goal to fix them, they could fix them. So I hope these things get fixed for those that want to play it. If you don't like it, if you don't want to play it, don't play it. And you don't have to worry about updates coming out for it. But for those of us that do, we are hoping for something like that. So other than that, a possible release of a remaster of some sort of GTA 4 or whatever, any kind of GTA re-release, the stories, Vice City stories, Liberty City stories, if those were just on PC in some form or fashion, I would love that. So I don't have any reason to believe any of those things will happen this year, but if they did, that would be excellent. Some kind of new release would be fun, but again, I don't have major expectations for that. I would say, what are your thoughts? What are your expectations? What do you hope to see in 2023 from Rockstar, or anything just GTA related at all? Who knows what that means? But give me your thoughts. talkinggta69@gmail.com. You can email us there, or you can call 1-818-691-5807. We can play your thoughts on the air, or you can talk about anything you want. Email about whatever, call about whatever. That will be fun to chat about as we go into the new year. So now let's get to the emails.
What's happening, homeboy?
All right, first email is from the homie Jency. Jency all over this podcast. He's the Mang Mang. Thank you, Jency. It says, what's your favorite GTA character? My favorite GTA character, to simply put it, if I had to just pick one, it would be CJ. I think CJ kind of does it all. He's the man. He gets it. He gets things done. People are fucking with him. People are trying to bring him down. He doesn't let it happen. He rises up above all that, and he takes care of pretty much everybody and everything that needs help. He's there. He's the man. He does his thing. He's great for that reason. Caesar and Woozy are two other characters from San Andreas that I like a lot because I think they are also they're there to help CJ, not just help themselves. Obviously everybody's trying to help themselves in some way or another, but CJ or Caesar and Woozy are also looking out for CJ, while a lot of other people are not. They're just only looking out for themselves. Outside of that game, I really like Lamar in Grand Theft Auto 5. I think he's funny as hell. I think Wade is also really funny in GTA 5. I like those types of characters. They're not all that important. A lot of people will compare Lamar and Ryder, and people think Ryder's funny. I always found Ryder to be a dick to CJ, so I wasn't a huge fan of his. But Lamar, and some people compare Lamar to Sweet, and because Lamar's always trying to get Franklin to come do this thing. We got to do this thing. We have to do this for the hood or for whatever reason. But I kind of see it that like Lamar he's trying to like better himself and come up, and he wants his friend to help him. And Franklin's kind of just like, this is small potatoes the way you're doing things. I need to do things in a bigger, better way. But Lamar is actually always trying to put in the work himself too, whether it's with Franklin or not. He's always trying to make something happen. So for that reason, he's not a sweet buster ass bitch. You know what I mean? Outside of, I know you asked what's your favorite GTA character, and I'm giving you a bunch here, but in GTA 3, I like Azuka. She seemed to know what she was doing, had her shit together. Vice City, I actually like Lance. I thought he was funny, and I thought he was a decent dude. He just didn't really have his shit together at all. And it fucked him in the end, which it should. He made a big mistake. And in GTA 4, Packy is my favorite character. I always thought Packy was a funny dude, and he was trying to do his thing and make things happen. So thank you, Jency, for that question. Appreciate it. Okay, next email from Mike the Nerd says, "What's up, Hugo? Happy holidays and happy new year. I hope you got a lot of presents, spent time with family and friends, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of 2023. Anyways, on with the email. I know this ain't GTA related, but I really think that we should have an open world crime game set in the 1970s, whether that would be the Mafia series GTA or a new IP, because we never really got to experience the 70s as gamers who play open world crime games." There's two more points Mike makes here, but I want to comment on this one first. I always felt like GTA 4 was very 70s like. It was just the way the cars looked, the clothing, everything was kind of dull brown, drab, and the music, everything about it just screamed 70s to me. And so they could have easily went with a 70s story, and maybe that was their plan at some point, and that's why things kind of felt like that. Or maybe that was just me. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Anyway, he goes on to say, "I hope in GTA 6 we would have friends call us to hang out, or just call in general after the story is finished like in GTA 4. And I think they should add more dialogue for when you hang out or call in GTA 6 so that it won't feel lifeless and leave you feeling lonely after you've done everything. Because for me, that's what GTA 5 felt after you finish the hangout dialogue and beat the game, lonely and lifeless. Yeah, I remember hanging out with people after I beat the game, and I just felt like it was kind of corny. I felt like Michael was like, well, we did it. We did it. We did everything we needed to do. Blah, 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 blah. We're so great, blah, blah, blah. Let's play darts or whatever. And it was just kind of like, okay, I guess. So yeah, anything to kind of make the world matter still after you beat the single player storyline would be pretty cool, since there will be multiple characters. And who knows, it's a man and a woman, they could have sex. We could make them have sex hot coffee style, we could always just call them up for that, and then it'd be really exciting. Anyway, third point, Mike says, when the GTA 6 announcement trailer comes out, what song would you think will feature in that trailer? I personally think a song relating to Miami, whether it's Will Smith's Miami song Flow Rida or even Pitbull. Ever since I first heard it, I always thought the song Blinding Lights by The Weeknd would be perfect for GTA 6. But that was also when my hopes were that it was Las Venturas, and because he kind of mentioned Sin City, and I think the video is in Vegas. So that would have been great. But I still think it would be good because the neon lights of Miami will still apply. The song will still work with that. But yeah, a Miami related song will be good. Will Smith's Miami, I hope, will at least be on the radio because they used the original that he sampled, the song that he sampled for that on the radio in Vice City, which was clearly like a nod to his version, and since it will be after that song released, it would make sense to have it on the radio now. But yeah, anybody like that, any artist, Gloria Stefan or whoever, Miami related, would be pretty cool. So yeah, that would be, well, it would be exciting to see what the trailer was. I think the GTA 5 trailer was that. And maybe this is not the name of the song. In my mind, this is what it was. Ogden's Nut Gonna Flake or something like that. And I never heard the song before. Anytime I ever heard it on the radio in GTA 5, I was like, this is the trailer song. So the song itself wasn't all that exciting, but it connected to the game because of the trailer for me. So I appreciated it for that reason. But yeah, I hope it is something that people know and it's exciting and it gets them ready for, Vice City. So thank you for reading my emails. I hope to hear you in the next podcast. Thank you, Mike, for that, for those thoughts. Appreciate it, friend. As always, thank you. Woods the Wall says, sup Hugo, loved that idea of having sliders in the menu to change how hard or realistic you want your GTA 6 experience to be. Anything the devs can do to give the players more freedom is a win in my book. I agree. Think it's too unrealistic that your car can roll over from its roof? Turn that off in the options. Having trouble getting past a shootout in the story? Adjust the AI's accuracy so you stop getting headshotted. Sick of losing all of your guns every time you get busted? Who needs Barbara when you can just nip into the settings? I know this approach won't work for everyone. Some people will prefer the default experience, but me, I'm all about the customization. It has the potential to make things more approachable for inexperienced gamers, but I can also see the more hardcore players turning off the assistance and giving themselves an extra challenge. Thanks again for the podcast and all the great content. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas break and all the best for 2023. Much love from New Zealand. Thank you, Woods the Wall. Appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with all that. I think it's a great idea. It also will kind of take some of the pressure off of them, I think. If when people start, not that this is what they need to have in mind when they're making game, but when people go online and start complaining that this mission's too hard or this is unrealistic or whatever, yeah, you can just we could just easily respond to them and say, well, change the settings, fool. It's not their fault, it's your fault. You are in control, So yeah, I'm really with that. I like that idea a lot. Thank you, Woods. Appreciate it. All right, next one. Thoughts on the drama between Real Kevin, Nikitaz, and Carl Johnson. Some say it was because Kevin was milking the shit out of Among Us and fans are getting tired of it, which culminated in a big drop of viewers. What do you think? Do you think the situation should be resolved peacefully? I don't know much about it. But yes, obviously the situation should be resolved peacefully. As far as if somebody was making content that wasn't, it wasn't what people wanted to see, then they just don't click on it. When it comes to my channel, this thing you're listening to right now, these podcasts, not a lot of people listen to it. Not a lot of people click on it compared to my normal content. But if people were getting tired of the fact that I was putting out these podcasts, I'd be like, well, that's your fucking problem. Go do something else, but I don't know. Any drama is, no good. I hope everybody gets along. But shout out to everybody involved. Hope it all works out. Next one, DJ Endzone. What's up? This is DJ Endzone, and I remember months ago I saw on the Tubi app, free movie and TV show app, they have a GTA movie called Grand Theft Auto Murder City. It was released in 2020. I only saw 15 minutes of the movie, and it was so bad I turned it off. If anybody wants to check the movie out on their own risk, it's on the free Tubi app. And then DJ Endzone goes on to say, I don't know if Rockstar Games knows about this movie on Tubi, but here's a picture of what the movie post looks like. This is just my opinion, but if Rockstar Games thinks about making an actual GTA movie soon, then I'll watch it. But if Rockstar didn't make it or direct it, then I wouldn't watch it. Thank you, DJ Endzone, for the email. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is some bootleg shit that I'm shocked hasn't been, I guess, I don't know, taken down in some way by Take Two, because well, maybe it's so comically bad that they don't even or maybe they didn't hear about it, because I didn't hear about it until you mentioned it. So I don't know what the hell the deal is with this. I guess anybody can just upload any movie they made on that website. That's cool. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, I think if Rockstar made it, it'd be a much bigger deal than Grand Theft Auto Murder City. But yeah, thank you for the email, DJ Endzone. Appreciate it. Okay, next email from Clay Doggy. Hey Hugo, Clay Doggy here. Last episode, there was a bunch of talk about how great San Andreas is. I know it's your favorite game, but just to have some other opinions on it, I'm going to be the opposing opinion here and go over my thoughts on it. They aren't all good. The last time I went through San Andreas pre-DE was on the PS4 version, which is a port of the PS2 game. I'm just going to start out by saying I hate doing 100% in this game, and that version didn't include 100% as a trophy requirement. Playing any percent was great. I think Rockstar added too much to the game, lowering the fun level. 100% in GTA 3 or Vice City is great. There's some extra stuff to do, but it doesn't feel excessive like in San Andreas. Some things that bother me. 100 gang tags. If there were 50 oysters, photos, horseshoes, why couldn't this have been 50? I agree. Personal opinion here, I don't enjoy car racing. Looking at you, Hillary. Why are those mandatory for 100%? And wow, is the go-kart racing terrible? Gang territories. I don't think that needs any explanation. These are not fun, and there are too many of them. Getting the calls every day about Big Smoke's drugs leaving San Fierro and Los Santos, these aren't required and are just an annoyance, which leads me to quarry trucking, pimping, and valet side missions are all just padded game time and are useless. Having to drive all over the place to get to missions, for example, needed to drive for minutes at a time to get to the countryside back and forth. Would a fast travel system have been too much? Eating and working out, it was unnecessary, and I'm glad they didn't bring that back. Not 100% requirement just for the Platinum Trophy. Having a gun skill for different types of weapons like shotgun and combat shotgun. This was much better in GTA 5, where it was just shooting. Delivering cars via the crane or ramp in only one place on the map. Terrible idea when the cars are so spread out everywhere. Sweet. Yeah, sweet is also a thing that bothers me. Okay, now not to be too down on the game, here's some good points. Love the huge map with multiple cities. Yes, I wish there were a better way to get around aside from airports or the train, but I can appreciate what they did to make the game world feel huge. Lots of great characters. Special mentions to CJ, Woozy, Oglock. I use the Laszlo pronunciation all the time, and Torino. Overall, it has a great story when Sweet isn't involved. I can appreciate the detail in the game around CJ's eating/workout system. An example, CJ is slower when he's overweight. I feel it should have been implemented better, like being able to select the body type and it freezes CJ like that without all the maintenance. As usual, the radio is great, especially WCTR. Far improved clothing system than in Vice City, the whole outfit at once. I just wish the DE versions improved on it instead of needing to watch CJ go into the changing room constantly, but I guess you could say the DE versions should have done almost everything better. Again, I do like the DE versions. That's all I can think of for now. Sorry for the wall of text. Anytime you want to do something like a recorded call about GTA games for the podcast, a little back and forth or something, I'm always down. Keep up the great work, homie. Thank you, Clay Doggy. Thank you for always contributing. Appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said here. As far as racing, I do like racing in the game, and I don't mind those being mandatory. Gang territories suck. I agree. 100 gang tags. I like the idea of gang tags being a collectible. I think it's very creative. But yeah, 100 of them is a whole lot. So I understand the struggle there. Getting calls about the drugs leaving, the yay calls from Caesar about Big Smoke's yay or whatever. Yeah, I hate that. Quarry trucking, pimping, and valet side missions are all just padded game time and useless. Yeah, some of those are, I'm not a big fan of at all. I do like the variety though. I do like that there is so much like going on. Although, yeah, pimping is glorified taxi, valet is just busy work. So yeah, I agree. Having to drive all over the place to get to missions, I don't mind that. Eating and working out, since it isn't a huge deal, like when the way I play now, I'm not too bothered by it, but I do understand, having fun in the game and then all of a sudden your stomach starts growling and you got to go get something to eat. That could be annoying. um Gun skill for different types of weapons, I thought that was cool. I liked it. And then I agree with a lot of stuff you said. The huge map, multiple cities, yes. The characters excellent. Great story, I agree. Oh yeah, sweet as a bitch, I agree with that completely. What else? The clothing in the DE, like you said, stuff like that, it's so annoying having to watch him walk in and out to change a hat or whatever. Yeah, it is frustrating. So I agree with that. Yeah. So lots of good thoughts. No, I think that's a totally fair assessment of San Andreas, because it's not perfect, but it is my favorite game of all time. I love it. It's great. But it does have some things that aren't perfect. So yeah, I agree completely. Clay Doggy. Thank you, friend, for those thoughts. Appreciate it. That's it for the emails this week. No phone calls at all. Nobody called in, not even OG Loke or anybody to promote their album. So that's it for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a good 2023 from here on out. If you want to participate in the next episode, you can call 1-818-691-5807 or email talkinggta69@gmail.com. Otherwise, that's it. Yes, thank you for listening. I will talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.